Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video let's see how we can extract numbers from an alphanumeric string by using DAX in Power BI, or you can also use in Power Pivot. So in the table that I have on the screen, you can see that the first column contains the alphanumeric string, and in the second column I have extracted the numbers from that string. So you can see that the numbers are extracted in the same order as they appear in that string, and in the third column I have actually summed the numbers that I have received in the second column. So let's get started, and I will show you how we can do that in DAX. And I'm going to use DAX Studio because it makes it easier to debug the code and to see the intermediate steps of the variables that we are going to write. And in Power BI, I do not get the option of actually zooming on the result and the table. So it becomes really difficult to work with Power BI. So let's go to the external tools, and I'm going to launch DAX Studio. So before working on the whole column, let's start with just one single string so that we can actually see if the code that we are going to write is working or not. And then once we are confirmed that the code is working, we can actually copy and paste it inside a calculated column. So let's go back to DAX Studio. And the first thing that I'm going to do is simply minimize these panes. And the first thing that I need to write is evaluate. That will fire the DAX code and will return one row or one column table. So let's write var current text is equal to, so I have actually already copied it. So this will be my string on which I am going to work, from which I am going to extract the numbers. So let's write var string length, and that would be a length function over the current text. So also let's write return so that we can see what we are getting at each step. So let's return the variable string length, and if I press F5, you can see that I get 19, and which is the length of this string. And by using this number, what I can do is generate a series from 1 till 19. So let's see how we can do that. So I'm going to write string length series, and then I'm going to use the generate series function. That will start from 1 and will go on till the string length variable in an increment of 1. So let's return that variable, and you can see that I get a column containing the values from 1 till 19. And you can see that the name of the column is actually value, which is not very meaningful and doesn't really make sense if I use that further in any piece of code. So what I can do is rename that column, and for that I can use the select column function. Select columns, let's write a comma, and then I'm going to provide the new column name. So let's write number and the original column name, which is value. Let's close that, and if I press F5, you can see that the name of that column has been changed. And let's create another variable. So let's write var join string and number series. So I'm going to write add columns over the previous variable. Let's zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to name it as @string and the current text. So I'm going to show you what is actually getting stored here. So let's return this variable first of all, and if I press F5, you can see that I have actually joined the first variable for each row of the third variable. So you can see that the same value is getting repeated for each cell. And what I can do now is that based on the number column, I can use that as a position in the string and then start extracting the values. So in case of the number 1, the first character will be extracted. In case of number 2, the second character will be extracted. And let's say when we are at 19, the last character will be extracted from that string. So let's write one more variable, and that will be var split string, and then this will be another add columns over the previously computed variable. And I'm going to write I'm going to create new column which will be single character, and that would be basically a mid function over the add string column, this one. So let's write add string, and then based on the number that I'm currently iterating on, I want to extract that value. So mid first accepts the string from which you want to extract a value. The second argument is the position. So let's write @number, and I want to only extract one single value. So let's write 1. And if I close add columns and let's give us some more space, so I can return this variable. And if I press F5, I get an error. So let's make sure that the spelling is correct. So let's see the third column. You can see that first I get B, then I get 5, then I'm getting 2, H, 1, L, 1, H. And if I go to 19, I get 13, and for 18 I'm getting I. So now that I have extracted all the values in a single column for each single value or single character, what I can do is simply check that which of these rows are actually containing a number. So let's create another variable. So I'm going to name it as var convert numeric, and that will be add columns over the split string variable. Let me just give some more space. So I'm going to create new column which will be string to numbers, or maybe numeric if you want. So let's write a variable. So that I'm going to create a nested variable which will be current character. So add columns is going to iterate on the split string variable or the table, and for each row we are going to access this variable, this column, and for each row we are going to access the values from this column, and those values I'm going to store in this variable. So I can write single character, and then I'm going to create another variable which will be result is equal to if not is error value current character, and in case if that is an error, in case if that is not an error, I just want to convert that character to the number. So value function actually converts the number stored in a string format into a numeric format or a data type. So I can write current character. So let's close that and see what we are actually getting. So I'm going to write return result. I'm going to close the add columns. So let's use that variable in the return part. And if I press F5, let's maximize it. So you can see that for the first row, I do not get anything, but for second row, I'm getting 5. And you can tell that it has been converted into a number because in the single character column, in the single character column, the numbers are actually aligned towards the left, which means that they are currently of text data type. But in the strings to number column, the numbers are actually aligned towards the right, which means that the numbers have been transformed into the numeric data type. And let's minimize that so that I can tell you why I have used the isError function. So if I remove that, or maybe let's say I remove the if part of this code, and let's remove this bracket as well. And if I press F5, I get an error because we are actually trying to convert a text data type into a number. So let's say A, B, C. These values cannot be converted into a number, so that is not possible. That's why we are getting an error. So therefore, I have used an error checking method or mechanism so that in case if that is not an error, just convert that value to a number data type. And let's create another variable which will simply, so let's first of all run this. So let's create another variable which will simply concatenate all these numbers. So let's see how we can do that. So I'm going to write number string, and that will be concatenate x over the convert numeric variable, and I'm going to use the column which is strings to number. And let's close that for a moment just to see what we are getting. So I'm going to return that, and if I don't enclose that inside curly braces, I will get an error because we're actually trying to return a scalar value, but the evaluate part can only return a table of at least one row and one column. So let's wrap that inside curly braces. If I press F5, I get 52118337. So let's see if that is the same order. So 52118373 So you can see that we get 8, 3, 7 and 3, but right now these numbers are not actually sorted in the order they appear in that string. So let's see how we can achieve that. So first of all, let's provide empty string in the third argument, and then I'm going to sort that from on the basis of the number column in an ascending order. So let's write that, and if I press F5, you can see that we get 52118337 and then a 3. And if you haven't noticed, you can already see that the numbers are actually aligned towards the left. So what we can do is convert that value into an integer data type so that they can be aligned towards the right, and then we can actually use those values to either sum or do whatever we want to do. So let's write convert, and then I'm going to write integer. Let's close that, and if I press F5, let's increase the width, and you can see that the number has been aligned towards the right. And finally, let's create another variable which will simply sum all these numbers. So let's write var sum of numbers, and I'm going to use sumx over the convert numeric variable, which is this one. I'm going to write @string to numbers. So let's copy that from here, and let's return that. So I get a 30. So let's see if we are actually getting the right value or not. So 5 and 2 becomes 7, then we have an 8, 9, 17, 20, 27 and 3, 30. So the sum is also correct, as well as the concatenation is also correct. And what we can do now is simply copy this code and take it into the Power BI, and then create our calculated column. So let's copy this code so that we can take it to the Power BI. So I'm going to copy it. Let's go back to Power BI, and in the table tools, I'm going to create a new column. So let's paste the code after the name of the column, and let's zoom in a little bit. So, and I'm going to indent the code as well. Now in DAX Studio, we actually used a static string, but here what we can do is simply reference the value of the currently iterated row. And for that, what we can do is here I can reference the data text column, and I'm going to name it as numbers concatenated, something like that. And in the return part, I'm not going to return the sum of numbers, I'm going to return the number string. And I do not need the curly braces this time because I am assigning a scalar value to each row, so I'm not returning a table. So let's confirm that, and if I minimize that, you can see for each row we have extracted the number and have concatenated them as well, and the numbers are actually appearing in the order they appear in that string. Let's create another column. So I'm going to copy the code from this column, and let's create a new column, and I'm going to name it as numbers summed. So instead of returning the number string variable, I'm going to return the sum of numbers variable. Let's click confirm, and there you go, we get a 30, then we get a 39. You can actually sum them up just to confirm. So we have the 7, 8, 15, 5, 20, 28, 31, 0, nothing, 4, and then you add 8, it becomes 39. So the code is working for both the columns, and that was how you can actually extract numbers from an alphanumeric string in DAX in Power BI or Power Pivot or analysis services, and also how to sum those numbers that you have extracted from a alphanumeric string. So that was all for this video, and I will see you in the next one.